Hey class, welcome to Bioinformatics with R. Today we're going to go over your final project and what is required of it. So for your final project, all you're going to be doing is taking all the scripts that you learned throughout this quarter, and you're going to be combining it into one final HTML file that you'll publish on RPubs, and you'll convert this into our Markdown style format. So for this, you're not doing any new analysis, you're just formatting everything that you've done. You have all the hard work and the coding done, you just have to format it into presentable R script. And this is so that when you're done with this course, you'll have a certification that you can put on LinkedIn, that you can put in your CV or your resume, but you'll also have a portfolio of all the work that you've done. So let's look at kind of how to do this real quick. So what I would do is you want to go to your R Markdown file that you started, and you can kind of use that as your beginning template. So I took my R Markdown file, I renamed it Final Project, and I saved it as Final Project. But as you can see, this is all the code from your first Markdown file, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to add all of the scripts from data wrangling and from the bioinformatics section to that final file. You're not going to have to do anything with the intro stuff because that's not really impressive for a portfolio to show that you can do 1 + 1 and save things in variables. But data wrangling and bioinformatics is important. Oh, did it just kick me out? Let's see if this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have my data wrangling script. My data wrangling script here. I'm gonna copy this and just paste it right below. But as you can see, it's formatted as just a regular R script. So what I'm going to start to do here is I'm going to find my data wrangling, and so I'm going to keep this as a header like that. But then I'm going to start parsing this stuff out into R scripts. And I will close that off. And you want to add annotations too. So first thing is to load the library and look at the top of the data. And then in sections that I don't want headers, you got to make sure that you get rid of your hashtags or it's going to make them into headers, right? So I don't want headers for any of these. So this might take you a little bit of time to format everything, but it's kind of somewhat mindless work. This is a long document, so I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm just going to give you an idea of what it takes to kind of do it, right? So I'm going to get through all the way through a range here. Okay, so you see I have my R Markdown tutorial that I had to start, but I also now have my data wrangling with R section, right? And so I have my libraries, the flights, all this stuff that I did. But as you can see, so I went through and I made it into an R Markdown script through a range. But as you can see, after a range, I previously was using these hashtags to comment things out. Well, now that I converted it to an R Markdown file, you see that it turns all these into headers, so I have like super big text throughout. So that's one thing that you'll have to adjust for. So in what's required in this document, So all that's required is that you include all of your data wrangling and bioinformatics code. And you have to use a few different things. First is you have to include the table of contents, which I don't have in my R Markdown script, but you have in the videos and you should have in your R Markdown script. You have to have headers, section headers for each section. How you divide it up is up to you. If you want to have the biggest sections being R Markdown, data wrangling, and then bioinformatics, and then subsections under each of those, that's cool with me. You want to also include the option to turn off and on your code chunks. That's very professional looking. If you can, I would implement tabs and things like that. Really, this is your opportunity to not only impress me, but to impress anybody that's looking at your analyses. And this is impressive to people. Dr. Alex Feltus, who's at Clemson, I showed him these R Markdown projects on R pubs, and he was really impressed. He was like, "Oh, that's so awesome because it looks so much better than Jupyter notebooks or these different things that you can also use." So this is your chance to impress. And generally, that's it. So last thing I want to show here. So how are you going to submit this? Well, remember when this pops up here, you can click Publish. I'm going to publish to R pubs. Sign in. You should have it. It's a free account. I'm going to say final project, and as long as you have your name at the top of the document, that's fine. Just so I know whose it is. So here it says Dr. VDB. It should say your name on there. Then all you're going to do is copy this link right here. You're going to go to the not edit. You're going to go to the final project section. Oops, I have it on still. And you'll see here, this is where you clicked on this video. There's a project submission here. And you're going to click on it. It's going to bring up just a discussion board. And you're going to post as whatever your name is. And that's it. Ta-da! So now I can click and I can see. I can go in and see what you did. And the nice thing too with this is you'll be able to check out your classmates' projects and see how they formatted it. You might see something. Ours is very open source. Like there's no, you can't copy your friends' codes exactly, but you can take ideas from them if they have a cool way that they're setting up their tabs or incorporating results or graphs or whatever. That's completely cool. So check out what other classmates are doing, show off to your classmates, etc. So that is it for your final project. Easy breezy. If you're a grad student or an honor student, you have one more little thing that you have to do. But if you're just an undergrad taking this class as a 450C, you're done. That's it. If you're having issues, problems, questions, you can work with a friend on it. You can also come to the workshop hours. I will be there to help you make it look as nice as you want it to look. So that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed the class. This is the last video that I'm posting. Remember, there's also a survey as part of this course, as part of your final grade, if you're taking this for credit. So please answer truthfully. Don't be hurtful, but give me true, honest opinions on things, because I want to make this course as awesome as I possibly can. So without that, I am going to make this a series of courses. In fall of 2022, there will be a second part to this called Data Products, where we're going to work more on visualization and making interactive apps, kind of like your R pubs document, but interactive, so you can click on things and it changes, and it's not just kind of like a paper on the internet. So if you're interested in learning more, be on the lookout for more classes. With that said, I will catch you hopefully in the next course.